Now, let's talk about defending a player who's constantly trying to get up in the lane. Okay, two things. Number one, if he starts to swim up in the lane, especially if he does it early in the clock, I'm going to try to get him driving towards the goal. I want him to go this way. Especially with a player who really anticipates well, I need to make sure my left hand stays to the outside so that I can control him enough that when he takes off, I can just steady him for 1 second, 2 seconds maybe, and I can end up in front of him. Now, in the worst case scenario, that he does take the stroke and he gets behind me, the second I come to here, my goal is to create space and use my swimming speed to get back in front of him. So I might spin over my hips this way, and then I'm gonna pick an angle and go as fast as I can to try to beat him to a spot and then cut back in front of him. Again, that's with the understanding that I'm able to swim faster than him. Now, if I can't swim faster than him, than the offensive player who's transitioning, I want to do everything I can to keep my hands up when he stops to seal me off. And I want to use my defenders as I'm coming down. I'm just trying to keep him contained. I'm not trying to stop him from getting the ball. I just want him to get the ball under highly pressurized situation. Okay, so a couple good moves. If he cuts me off this way, I can spin over my back and do a breaststroke kick and try to leap in front of him. And that usually with most referees, they won't call that. But again, it's more of a spinning breaststroke kick to get around him. The other thing that I can do is sometimes what I'll do on a player who cuts off a lot, I'll grab his hip like I'm going to come across like this. He'll try to cut me off, and then I'll come back around. So I'll kind of just yank the hip a little bit so he thinks I'm jumping across. He'll overcommit to his right side, and then I'll stay on his left. That's another good way to do it. But ultimately, with a good player who can cut you off and creates a lot of offense, sometimes the simplest thing that you're going to have to do is drop the hammer and take a kick out in the back court, which it has a value in and of itself.